think this cycle has happened a lot in history, and what I don't want to happen is for it to become where people resent, let's pick women, for instance, or some sort of class of human, a female, white, black, whatever, that people, because the companies start to suffer because they're forced to have a certain amount of women and a certain amount of men, and maybe it doesn't matter the qualifications, that people will start to resent those people, those underqualified people that got the position on identity. And then if the system really falls apart, there's going to be massive amounts of resentment. And then you'll start over with this really extreme system where people are like, women. People have actually joked about repealing the 19th Amendment because they're so frustrated with this stuff.
Wait. What do you mean joked?
Yeah, exactly. It's not even, some people haven't even joked. They just say maybe we should strip women's right to vote because they're so pissed off that women are being forced into positions they're not qualified for identity purposes.
What is a woman, Ian?
Good question, Tim. Good question.
So I tweeted that now that we know that biological sex isn't real, we should repeal the 19th Amendment because it's become redundant. Right?
I'm telling you.
Well, why would you need it if biological sex isn't real? The 19th Amendment specifically says the right to vote shall not be abridged or whatever the word is. So you can't. It says sex, specifically says sex, that the right to vote will not be stopped because of your sex. But if the left's position is that biological sex doesn't exist anymore, well, then we don't need the 19th Amendment. Everybody agrees. No, seriously. That's the first question I have. You go to conservatives like Milo or whatever. He says outright, repeal the 19th. Lydia, she says repeal the 19th. And it's like, okay, well, I personally don't agree with that, but I'm also not somebody who thinks biological sex doesn't exist. I think it does. So then fine. Here's my pitch to Milo and to Lydia. Go to leftists and say, is biological sex a real thing? When they say no, be like, okay, would you like to sign this petition to repeal the 19th Amendment, which specifically grants voting rights based on sex? That's transphobic, isn't it? Okay, great. Then when they sign it, there you go. Get your petitions, get your two-thirds of states, Article 5 convention or whatever, and then you can repeal the 19th.
But the reality is men and women are different. Women have ovaries, genetically, sexually are different creations. Maybe gender is a conversation is worth having, that people have different, gender identities, whatever. But biological sex is very real. It's very real. We were all born of a woman. As far as I know, all of us here probably were. You guys? I was. Had a mom and a dad, sperm and an egg, female and a male. They work together.
You sound like a bigot. How dare you express these opinions? I mean, I have to disavow immediately. Scott, do you disavow Ian?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Not.